Stranger Things, the deeper meaning. What or who is your Vecna? Welcome to the Lori Show. Here we discuss and delve into all things happy and positive. So right now, I'm just like so many others, completely obsessed with Stranger Things. Of course, I've been looking at it from an existential, deep point of view, which is typical. Hang in there. I want to give you some really cool insight that will open your eyes a bit wider. Stay till the end for some real life advice on how to use this insight from Stranger Things Season 4. Okay, let me start by asking you a question. Can you think of something that's happened to you in your life, in your past, that made you feel and continues to make you feel guilty or angry or sad? No matter how much time passes, you still feel that negative, heavy emotion hovering over you like a cloud? Well, that, my friends, is what Carl Jung calls the shadow self. The shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality, for no one can become conscious of the shadow without considerable moral effort. To become conscious of it involves recognizing the dark aspects of the personality that are present and real. This act is the essential condition for any kind of self-knowledge. That was what Carl Jung said in 1951. In Season 4 of Stranger Things, there was a demonic entity by the name of Vecna. Without giving away too much, I'll let you know Vecna, or it as I call it, was the leftover anger, sadness, pain, contempt, left over when the character of Henry was cast into an alternate realm called the Upside Down. You can learn a lot from this season's plot. The characters being targeted as victims were young people who had residual persistent guilt from events that happened in their past. These are traumatic events like the death of a sibling or other family member. The victims each were struggling with bad dreams, headaches, hallucinations, and intense anxiety, all symptoms of PTSD. In this Stranger Things series, this PTSD was actually manifesting itself as this demonic Vecna. He has the ability to go into their minds and attack them in their most vulnerable memories. So Vecna would use these memories against them, which would consolidate their negative subconscious belief of the terrible thought that they were somehow responsible for the death or the pain of others. This reminds us of Freud's defense mechanisms being used to protect the ego. Of course, the defense mechanism here being used would be called repression. We repress or push down our painful memories. They end up becoming our shadow self. It's this collection of repressed aspects or concepts of our identity that Carl Jung is referring to as this shadow self. Now, how do we beat this terrible thing? How do we beat this creature? It's not easy, but it's kind of simple, if that makes sense. One method that the teens in the show used, or the teens thought of, was to use a positive or happy memory of when they were at their happiest or best. We know that one cannot entertain a negative thought and a positive thought at the same time, so this was ingenious. Another method used was music. You keep hearing the same song, I know you do. The positive upbeat music, or at least the feelings brought on by this music, kept the character's vibration high enough to keep her safe from the feelings of despair that Vecna feeds on. Lastly, the characters were able to fight Vecna by facing him, or it, head on. It's like facing your fears. What you resist persists. We know this. Now, to deal with the shadow self effectively, all you have to do is follow what was seen in this season. It's simple. First, identify what it is that is being buried in your subconscious. What memory is it or event is it that you don't want to face? Then face it head on. Forgive yourself for what happened and consider what you can do to ensure that something like this doesn't happen again. If you don't learn from it, it's in vain. Take steps to work on these areas of your personality that you consider to be lacking. We all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. It is worth strengthening on both fronts. I have an entire playlist of videos about the shadow self, how to identify it, how to deal with it once it's identified, and deal with it once and for all. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me, did you watch Season 4 of Stranger Things or any of the other seasons? I'd love to know if it resonated with you or what you thought of it. Comment below. Let's chat. Have the most wonderful day, and be positively happy. Mwah.